Raps fall to the New York Knicks at home. This is Raptors Today. I'm Akil Augustine. Check the crew. It's the original recipe Raptors Today. You got Sherman on the end, Paul Jones. Let's get into it. It was a tough one for your Toronto Raptors. End of game execution, obviously a big topic for a young team, especially with the amount of players in and out with injury. So let's talk about first thing, Scotty out. We'll talk about that in the second block. But a lot of people want to talk about end of game execution. The referees, I think, take some responsibility. There was a foul called that was called incorrectly. I'll let you guys expand, but there was also a decision that was made to not call a timeout when the Raptors had the ball end of game. More of a philosophical discussion, so I'll let Jonesy take that one away. Go, Coach.
I'm going to I'm going to editorialize at the beginning here.
Wax poetically.
I just think there are times when, and one NBA coach said this to me, the referees are not going to change their decision in front of 19,000 people. So when they come over to review, and my thing is, like in school, if Sherman's a teacher on the third floor and he sends Akil to the office, okay, I'm dealing with it now. You had your chance, now it's me.
Okay.
I think when they go to the replay booth, those guys step back and the replay officials determine what happens. That way nobody's ego's hurt or whatever.
I saw that last night in the NFL game. They had a pre-review. Someone else is already looking at it.
Yeah, and nobody knows who threw who under the bus, or there's no perception of. I just think the guys in the arena have too much at stake. That said, that was
the wrong call.
I thought RJ was in his upward motion.
Yeah, this wasn't a James Harden situation.
That always seemed like a call that turns out to be an and one.
Yes.
It always turns out to be,
It had been called that way the entire game.
A continuation. And then at the end, I know you talk about the end and you've mentioned it before off camera and we talked about it. It's philosophical. Some coaches say I need 5-6 seconds difference whether I'm going to foul or play it
between shot clock, game clock.
Right.
And you're saying there's.
I think there was 4.
Yeah.
Right. 3 point or 4 almost. So I mean, you're depending on a stop, and you didn't get it. So I don't have a problem with Darko's decision. That's his philosophy. I mean, like I said, some people want more time to get an extra shot in there, but I don't have a problem with it.
It was an and one.
Okay, thank you.
It was an and one.
Period.
And you look at that situation, it was Brunson.
Yeah. Star power, right? Star power.
Now, I'm not saying that. You said it.
I'll say
but
it.
it was Brunson.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of like Cat's charge on Kelly.
It was a very crucial point in the game. So I look at that and I say, to me,
He had 5?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it was Brunson.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that was an and one, I feel.
Okay.
And I always
Agreed.
think when it comes down to game management at the end of the game,
Yeah.
unless it's egregious, it's not about right or wrong.
Yeah.
It's about how you view the game, how you feel it should be played, how you want it to play out. And sometimes that's because of personnel. If you don't have a team, if you have a team on the floor that you're fouling that isn't a good free throw shooting team, that might be your philosophy. I just think that it's hard to say it's wrong when it's about a philosophy and how you play the game.
So is it not play the advantage?
Knicks were number 1 in the NBA in free throw shooting, in team free throw shooting.
Well,
They're top of the league.
Good segue, because let's talk about it. RJ Barrett, right around the season average when he's at home, 30 points per game. Can we just give him some props, but also at the same time take a step back and say he shot 2 free throws for a guy that was going downhill towards the rim the entire game?
It's not uncommon that happens for him. That a guy that drives the ball, gets to the basket, that he doesn't get a lot of free throws. And
is he that much stronger? Is he initiating so much contact?
No,
not giving you that?
I just think, to me, there's a perception of certain teams at certain places that become a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're either going to get the call because you're a good team and you've earned that, and you deserve it, and you're a good team and you win games.
I think his resume right now speaks to the fact that he needs to start getting these calls.
He should be.
Listen, he's getting fouled way more than he's getting to the free throw line.
Absolutely.
And I think the good thing about RJ is that's not going to deter him.
His mentality is
consistent.
Yep.
It's aggressive. He plays smart basketball. He's going to be who he is.
He's been a revelation.
And this is the best thing about RJ. Because he's going to be consistent, he doesn't have to conform to officials. They're going to have to start to blow the whistle when he goes to the basket because he's not going to change who he is. And I like the fact that RJ, in a game against the Knicks, obviously you know how that is against your former team, and you always want to show them what you
Revenge
let go
game.
of. Yeah.
Revenge game.
But I think what RJ did in that game was he presented an option that, for whatever reason, the Raptors didn't have it. We'll talk about Scotty later not being in the lineup. But that downhill into the guts of your defense, constant pressure on your paint, he provided that for the Raptors. And that was one of the reasons why they were able to get the lead and stay in that fight, because he was so aggressive.
To invoke a previous example, Dwayne Casey told DeMar DeRozan, keep taking the ball in there. You look at DeMar now in his career and how he's getting calls. He gets to the free throw line. And I think it's the same way. And, you know, the last basket by RJ, there were 4 Knicks around him. He took it on a one-man
foul
fast break.
again.
And he was fouled. It was a one-man fast break. There were 4 Knicks around him. And, you know, like I tell the story, my dad used to tease me and say, you know why bank robbers rob banks? I'm like, no, Dad, why? He goes, because that's where the money is. And, like, you look at RJ, well, why is he driving in there with 4 guys?
Absolutely.
Because that's where the basket is.
That's what side of the bread is buttered. Right now, we got to take you over to Coach Darko postgame.
Going back and forth, but what were you missing on the last possession where Cat got that open 3?
A couple of things happened there down the stretch. We fouled Brunson for end one at the 3-point line. That was a big play there. On Towns, close out all the way to the end. We know what type of shooter he is, and for the big part of the game when we were doing what we were supposed to do, like we were making it hard and making him drive the ball and put it on the floor. So those are the moments when the game is on the line that your antennas got to be even more up. You got to be even more logged in and execute what we need to do there.
It's been a lot of good stuff for Jacoby, but missing threes, and then tonight he made them. Does it feel like it was a good sort of get out of the slump and start, you know, scoring a career high for a guy like that?
He is putting a lot of work in. He is a good shooter. Those situations happen to young players. He continued believing in it. We believe in his shot. I'm encouraging him to take all of those. Last game, he had 3 situations when he used shot fake instead of letting it fly. So that's something definitely that he needs to continue doing for us and feeling comfortable in his own skin. Short-term memory, you miss a shot, you move on, you make a shot, you move on, and he's that type of a shooter that he can do that for us.
Hey, it's JYD. Thanks for watching the Raptors YouTube channel. Check out our latest videos and subscribe for more.
Taken away by the Raps on the run. Fits to JYD. Beautiful pass. Chuck, one of the things I'm noticing